Hey there! This is Camelia. I want to welcome you back to my channel and thank you for watching another one of my videos. Today I want to share the story of how my husband and I bought our first car in cash. Yes, we did the almost unthinkable and bought a car outright, full in cash. So first I'll give you a little background on how we got to this point. So if you watch one of my previous videos, you know my husband and I made the ultimate car no sin, and we bought a brand new vehicle back in 2018. Thank goodness we came to our senses and we sold it a year later in 2019, but of course we did sell it at a loss. Sometimes though you have to make the mistake to learn the lesson, so I'm okay with that. Once we sold that car, we had to get a new vehicle. Luckily, at this time, my sister-in-law was selling one of her old vehicles that she no longer needed, so my husband and I were able to get that at a steal. So at this point, we were driving my sister-in-law's 2009 Toyota Corolla, and we also had my 99 Saturn. So my husband and I were driving cars that were 10 and 20 years old at this point, but you know what? They got us from point A to point B, so they were fine by us. That is until one day it was my turn to drive the Saturn, and I called my husband because I seriously felt like the car was going to break down on me at literally any moment. It sounded like I was in an airplane, like getting ready to take off. It was so loud in this vehicle. And he told me, oh, well, when you're at a stoplight, you have to put it in neutral, and that will quiet down the car. And if it's still loud, you can turn off the air conditioning while you're at the stoplight. And then when you go, you turn the AC back on and you put the car in drive. Like, that's how old this vehicle was. We were literally trying to drive it until the wheels fell off. Now, on the other hand, we were driving a 2009 Toyota Corolla, so it was pretty good, but it had over 200,000 miles on it, so things were kind of starting to give out a little bit. We tried to use these vehicles through our debt-free journey, but destiny had other plans in store for us. In 2020, it felt like everything just started breaking down on us. Like, it literally felt like every other week something was wrong with one of the vehicles. So it was $80 here, $100 there, $70 here. And luckily we were able to cash flow everything, but it got to the point where we're like, we're putting way too much work into these cars for what they're worth. I mean, combined, our cars were probably worth not even $2,000. So we decided that we were going to stop our debt snowball and pile cash to buy a new vehicle. We knew that we would need a new vehicle, not if but when. It was literally just a matter of time before one of these two cars was going to give out on us. And we really didn't want to finance a vehicle. So we just started to stockpile cash. Now, we didn't follow Dave's plan to a T because we didn't get a hoopty, but we did save up and purchase a very reasonable, reliable vehicle. We really like Hondas and Toyotas, so we were looking at Civics and Corollas. We were able to save up the cash to buy a vehicle in about 2 months, which was pretty reasonable, but I will say the whole time, it very much was an up and down roller coaster. It was very emotional getting to that point. One day I was really proud of everything we had accomplished, and the next day I felt like we weren't doing enough, we weren't bringing in enough money, we weren't saving fast enough. And if you are on your debt-free journey, I'm sure that you can relate to this feeling. It's so difficult, but that's why not everyone does it, because it's not easy. But back to my story. So once we saved about $5,000 in cash, we started looking for vehicles to purchase. We looked on all the car websites and we spent hours just driving through different lots, looking at the vehicles that they might have that wouldn't be listed online. Finally, one day when we were driving the lots, we came across a beautiful Toyota Corolla that seemed to check all of our boxes. It looked well maintained, it had low miles, and it was within our price point. Now, luckily, my husband had thought he saw this vehicle listed online, and turns out he did. Once we got out of the car, of course, the salesman came up to us and asked if we had any questions. So we told him we were interested in this car, and he ran inside to get some more information for us. During this time, my husband was able to pull up the vehicle online, and he actually found that it was listed lower online than the sticker price at the dealership. So right off the bat, the salesman said that he would come down to the price that was listed online. We told him we would be back Monday morning and we would move forward with purchasing the vehicle. After we left and we went home, my husband and I had a discussion about the price of the car. Now, even though the salesman had dropped it down, we both felt like there was a little bit more negotiating room left in there. Now, I'm very fortunate because my husband actually used to work at a car dealership. So I let him just handle everything. Normally, I'm the one that's a little bit more assertive and a little bit more vocal, but I said, "You got this, babe. I am hands off. I am just there for support." So Monday morning rolls around and we go back to the dealership. We called our mechanic that morning because we wanted to get the car checked out. Knowing that it was a used vehicle and that there would be no returns allowed, we wanted to make sure that the vehicle was in good working condition. Even though we test drove it before the dealership closed the day before, we still wanted to cross our T's and dot our I's since we would be paying in cash. We went to the dealership Monday morning, picked the car up, took it to the mechanic, and he said everything looked great. We went back to the dealership, told him we liked the car, and sat down to do the negotiating. My husband was awesome. He was able to talk the dealer down even more. So we originally saw the car listed for just under $8,000. It was $79.95, I think. After a little back and forth, the salesman said, "What is the price that you are looking for?" My husband said he wanted to walk out the door at $7,500 even. Taxes, fees, everything included. Salesman took it to his manager, came back and said, "You have a deal." So again, the car was listed just under $8,000. Once everything was said and done, we got the car at just over $6,500. So we saved $1,500 on that vehicle. Talk about a great deal. We were ecstatic. So we signed some paperwork and we went to the bank and got a cashier's check written out. And then we took it back to the dealership to begin the financial paperwork. Now, when we began the financial paperwork, it was a very interesting conversation because they don't see many people that come and pay for cars in full. Most people don't pay for cars in full with cashier's checks. Some people will get a car and pay for it with some different credit cards because they want to get those beloved points. But we just had a cashier's check. We also denied any kind of warranty with the vehicle. I definitely think that was an odd conversation for the man in charge of finances at the dealership. But we were happy. After we signed the paperwork, we got the keys, and I can't tell you how excited I was. Like, I think I was more excited for this vehicle than I may have been when we bought our car brand new. Yes, those new cars are amazing. Like, I don't know how they get that new car smell, but if you've ever smelled a new vehicle before, it is like nothing else. However, I knew how hard we worked for this vehicle. For our new 2009 Toyota Corolla, same exact car that we had, just a different color and a lot less miles. This only had 54,000 miles on it when we bought it. One owner, clean title, no accidents. Like, this was a rare gem find. But we were very patient, and I think that is key. Dave always talks about how Kids make impulsive decisions and adults devise a plan, and that is exactly what we did. We were patient, we knew what we were working for, and we were able to buy a vehicle in cash. And the vehicle wasn't a dud either. It wasn't a hoopty, it wasn't anything that we were embarrassed to be seen in. I mean, yeah, it's not our dream car or anything, but it's a car that's going to get us through the next few years. This is the vehicle that is going to take us to the next level financially. This is the vehicle that is going to see us through our debt-free journey. This is the vehicle that we are going to use as we pay off our house. This is the vehicle that is going to get us from living in debt to living debt-free. I could not be more proud of our little green machine. I hope that this video has inspired you to hopefully one day be able to buy a car with cash. If you are on your debt-free journey and you need a little inspiration or motivation, or you have any questions for me, please do not hesitate to reach out. Leave me a comment. If you follow me on Instagram, just send me a DM. If you are local to the Raleigh area and you want to meet for coffee one day, just let me know. I am here for you. I am not perfect. I have struggled on my journey. It is not easy, but I am here to help you get through. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with new content when it comes out. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!